A big name in Hollywood could take the stand in the federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Rapper Kid Cudi, who dated Cassie Ventura, is expected to testify as early as tomorrow. Today, a former employee of Combs was granted immunity to testify. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest from right outside the courthouse.
From baby oil and lubricant to drugs and guns, jurors seeing more evidence that authorities say was seized when they raided Sean Diddy Combs' Miami Beach mansion last year. Special Agent Gerard Gannon walking a .45 caliber handgun in front of the jury that he says was found on the property. Prosecutors bringing up a range of witnesses they believe fit the racketeering charge that Sean Combs is facing as they try to prove he led a criminal enterprise and used threats and violence to coerce women into so-called freak-offs.
What they were looking to show are the elements that they are saying speak to the RICO as well as the trafficking charge. We found the guns, we found those with labels scratched off. We found other things, the baby oils. Those are also evidence of the freak-offs that he was allegedly forcing Cassie to participate in.
Jurors also hearing from sex trauma expert Dawn Hughes, who testified that it's very common for victims to stay in abusive relationships because they feel trapped. In her testimony last week, Cassie Ventura used the word trapped to describe why she stayed with Combs for 11 years. Hughes explaining there's always an element of love and abuse that creates an intense attachment to the abuser. She said instead of leaving, trauma victims develop coping mechanisms like placating the abusive partner to try and stop the violence or curling up into a ball during beatings and taking drugs to numb the feelings.
It couldn't be lost on the jury that Dr. Hughes was describing some of the very same coping mechanisms that Cassie Ventura described during her testimony, or that others described. Both Dawn Richard of Danity Kane and Carrie Morgan, Cassie Ventura's one-time best friend, both described seeing her curl up in a fetal position as Sean Combs was beating her, as they said they witnessed.
But in Hughes' cross-examination, the defense stressed she did not examine Ventura and is only speaking in general about abuse victims. A former employee of Combs also took the stand today after he was granted immunity. George Kaplan said he would invoke his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination if he didn't get that immunity. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.